Welcome everybody to YYC SOLEdiers Sneaker Talk. This is episode 10. We're rolling into 2021. It's going okay, I guess. Slightly better than 2020. Maybe not. We got Ric Flair in the building. Woo!
60. Okay, my bad.
We'll do that later. I am your host, Adam Diesel Power. I got my Diesel Power shirt on today with Kevin Nash action. Today I'm drinking, another shout out to a local business. I got Faygo today. I got the Red Pop Faygo,
Hey.
now in Canada. There's a store called Sweet Fusions. It's a candy store out west in Calgary. They're the best spot to get all your weird American snacks and snacks from all around the world. So check that place out. It's a dope shop. So that's what I'll be sipping on today. No alcohol for me today, unfortunately. I'm joined here with the YYC SOLEdiers squad. We've got in the top corner, got Albert, Mr. Legal Hustle Clothing, Miles Magia. What up?
What up, y'all?
Welcome. We got in your bottom corner right here, we got the Red Deer Stunner, the weekday Red Deer Stunner, King Kamba, Harkirat.
What up?
And to the side, we got Jamaine, JC, 305, Cummings, PE Zaddy.
More PEs on the way. Episode 10, baby. Let's go.
Rocking the Ric Flair steez today.
16 times your world heavyweight champion.
And today we are joined by a very special guest. You can see him right here below me. He is a world famous wrestler. He has been in New Japan Wrestling. He has been in Ring of Honor. He has been in every wrestling promotion you can imagine. Impact, TNA, WWE. He was the first cruiserweight champion in WWE, MLW, PWG. I think he's the champion in House of Glory right now. Master P's promotion.
That is correct.
And currently, he's a two-time X Division champion, but currently is the X Division champion in Impact as Manic. He's a video game aficionado, but most importantly, he is a sneakerhead. Welcome, TJ Perkins.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for having me. How come you're all not wearing my shirt? Am I not as famous as Diesel?
Albert didn't give us the shirts yet.
Blame Albert. Still in the mail, I think.
I gotta go win 16 world titles. I'll let you know when I get on the first one.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Let's kick off the show, getting to know you a little bit here. So you're a wrestler, but you're also a sneakerhead. So how did you get into sneaker collecting? How did that start for you?
I think it's really just a culture thing coming up in LA and Southern California. It's one of the, famously, I guess, it's one of the few kind of fashion first regions of the United States. You know, you kind of think of like New York, Chicago, LA, probably Miami a little bit, and like some of those areas. And each region kind of has their own like sneaker culture. In certain corners, like Atlanta sneaker culture is a little bit different from New York, a little bit different from, Chicago, and a little bit different from LA. Yep. And LA is actually more like the casual stuff. So I grew up in Cortez's mostly, because we come up like, yeah. And actually I had done an interview recently with someone from Foot Locker, and their question for me about my all-time favorite sneaker, and I told him it was the Cortez, just out of habit. Like there's probably others that I have different grail, like Cortez has never been a grail for me, obviously, but like there's stuff that is like hits on my hit list, but like that's what I grew up in. And there's a lot of like Vans and skate culture in our like upbringing, so that's sort of how it got started. Like I grew up on like that kind of like urban skater streetwear, like the hundreds, stuff like that. And, sneakers coming with it, and growing up at a time, like I grew up during Jordan's prime, so I mean, I was like literally target number one for that marketing campaign. Like every kid in basketball camp, So like I started growing up in Los Angeles around like the late 80s. So, 88, 89 through like 98. I mean, those were the Jordan shoe years, so that's sort of what I grew up in. And then, getting into high school, my high school shoes were all stuff like I think we had Crazy Eights. Like I had Kobe's first or second Adidas shoe, and then Iverson's, God, which one was it that had like the toe box that kind of looked like, it was just more like
11 questions for sure.
Like, yeah, like I think it's probably his most famous silhouette. I always forget which
yeah, the question
was.
For sure.
Yeah. So like that was my other team shoe in high school. So yeah, I grew up with a lot of the old like the kind of like the sweet years of those like that would eventually become the big retros,
Yeah, I think a lot of us did too, so that's cool to hear your story.
Yeah.
You mentioned your favorite pair, Cortez. Well, we won't go into that any further, but we talked about it earlier, and you mentioned something about a grail pickup, but what is as a grail that you don't have right now? What is one of your grails that you're still on the hunt for?
Ooh. Let me think. Yeah, I was lucky that like the last few years they retroed a lot of stuff that I had been waiting on,
Yeah.
And I remember for the longest time, some of like the really great ones, it felt like we were waiting forever, like a decade for certain ones to come out, like the cement threes and just things like that. And then all of a sudden it feels like every other year they got a new version of them.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the ones I really liked, like the white cement fours were always that's like my favorite all-time shoe ever, the white cement fours. And I got those when they retroed recently with the Nike Air rebranding, on the heel.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing that again this year, aren't they? I think I heard that. They might be
I don't know if the cement yet, but they're still doing Nike Air Force.
TJ breaking news here? That's
that's
what's up.
Yeah, I like
info.
So to be honest, the other grail that you were alluding to, if we go into that one later, when I got it, I was able to finish that mission from a friend of a friend through Foot Locker, and I think he was the one that kind of told me that they do have the white cements coming back out. So he was like, I know that that's one of your grails. So if you needed it, or if you needed a stock it pair, then let me know, because I'll help you find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, of the stuff that I haven't really got. I'm trying to think of what would be one that is like that's the one that actually I never ended up picking up the bread ones. Well, I know they did those not too long ago, and for the longest time I was waiting for it felt like I was waiting for a good pair of bread ones, but I don't have those. And that's not, I guess that's just, I just kind of missed it.
Missing out. Those will keep coming out for sure. Those are such a classic. I'm sure you'll have a chance in the future.
Yeah, I haven't grabbed the bread ones. My first real big like pickup that I had really wanted for a while from when I was a kid was the that kind of started my adult grail hunting missions, was the infrared sixes, the white infrareds.
Oh, okay.
So I had always wanted those, and then when those came out, like, God, I don't know, it was like 2012 or 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it like reignited my hunting as an adult, and with retroing, becoming more and more like rampant. I was like, I'm gonna hunt all these down. So
yeah, it's a big nostalgia mission.
Yeah.
So you are known, I guess, to sneakerheads and in the wrestling world as a guy who rocks sneakers in the ring from time to time.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite in-ring sneaker?
Probably the most common one I ever did was the Kobe 9 highs.
Yeah.
And for a little, and that kind of came up for a while. It came about because I had changed up my ring attire to be a little bit more like kind of, I don't want to say like high fashion, like, but that was kind of like the idea. I wanted something that didn't really function like wrestling attire, but didn't look like wrestling attire. So I had these templates that I kind of built off of like Mayweather's walkout stuff. Mm-hmm. And I came up with a cut for my pants that was more like in the way of like jogger pants. And I found like a functional kind of leathery type material, and I'd find different textures and things. So I started building these outfits that were like based on, you know, these like kind of drop crotch jogger pants style pants, and then leather biker hoodies with like no sleeves and a hood. And so, you know, I'd have a matching hat and all, like it just looked like a full outfit. And it occurred to me I need not wrestling boots and not, you know, like I need some nice shoes. So I had to pick something that looked good with it, and it just seemed like high tops would be good. And then those 9s just came out, and I've always been such a big Kobe guy, and it just fit really well. And being Filipino, like that model, that silhouette was kind of, they borrowed a lot from the Pacquiao boxing boot for it. So it felt perfect for the ring. And honestly, when I started seeing all the different colorways that they had with the material that they were using, they could do so much with the colors. So I was able to find colors for any kind of thing that I had. So I probably got like 10 pairs maybe in my closet still of those. And every week I was rocking some Kobe 9s.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, Kobe lifers live by the 9s. It's crazy. I know like boxers who box in 9s, wrestlers obviously who go in 9s. Like everyone finds 9s super functional. I just find it's crazy.
Those highs are so amazing. The colors were
a lot of the guys on the WWE roster ended up wearing some of the Kobe 9s underneath their shin guards, because it wasn't even a style thing for them. They just saw the shoe. They didn't even know they were Kobe's, and they thought these are great. These feel well. They function good. Like Shinsuke Nakamura, he wore the lifestyle 9s. Like he had the all red leather ones, all black.
I didn't know that.
That fits his ring attire for sure.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys that wear them. You don't even see it. I think Kevin Owens wears LeBron 10s, the soldiers, because he liked the all Velcro, support system. And there were a bunch of guys that wore the soldiers too from around that year. I even wore the soldiers. I had some boots made out of the soldiers.
Straight up. I know I saw Kofi in soldiers too.
Yeah, Kofi wrestles in them sometimes too.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's move away from sneakers for a second. We're all based in Calgary. We're kind of a wrestling hub here, I guess, or used to be. I don't know if we are anymore, but used to be.
What do you mean?
History lasts forever.
I know. History lasts forever. So I'm just curious what your sort of relationship is with like the Calgary wrestling world, what you know about it, if you've been up here, if you've wrestled up here at all.
You've been stretched by Stu?
Not stretched by Stu. Hang on 1 second. I got to discipline my pig daughter real quick. She's ripping apart a bit.
Yeah, no worries. So for those that don't know, Calgary is definitely a hub for wrestling. The Hart family is from here. Stu Hart building the Hart House, the Dungeon, training tons of wrestlers.
Shout out.
Brett and Owen being the main ones from out of here.
Bret
Jimmy
Hart.
Anvil.
Oh, the stories you hear about
Bulldog.
that dungeon is crazy.
Yeah, so it's
Clay
cool.
Baby boy?
It's cool. Like you go everywhere in the States and you mention you're from Calgary, nobody really knows, nobody cares. But when I would go and travel for WrestleMania, and you go to WrestleMania and you're with those crowds and you mention you're from Calgary, everybody's just like, oh yeah, I know exactly where that is. I know all about it. I know all this stuff. So
I was at a baseball game and like dude asked me where I was from. I told him, he's like, oh, Hart family. I'm like, huh? This is like a couple of years ago. It's like, I don't know the last time like a direct Hart has been on TV in like a while. So
yeah,
man, I remember trying to say Calgary the Calgary Flames, and they're like, who? Like, like, but as soon as you say Bret Hart, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's Americans out there that don't even know their own hockey teams. Come on, let's be real.
So
the best there is, the best there was.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all
They
good.
don't care about hockey.
I've been to Calgary a few different times. I wrestled there one time. It was actually on a Mexican wrestling show in Calgary, so it was a little different. But half the guys on the show were Calgary guys that I had known for years. A lot of them are like kind of, I don't want to say descendants of the Hearts because they're not. Those particular ones weren't Hearts, but I am friends with a lot of the Hart like kids and extended family. You know, like Natty, T.J. Wilson, Harry Smith, guys like that. I kind of came up at a similar time with them, but some of the same circle of guys that they came up with and trained with that aren't Hearts, but they're just Calgary guys. A lot of those guys were on those shows, so that was a lot of fun. And I did get to visit Hart House, which is pretty cool. It was kind of like locked up already or whatever, so I got to just kind of like mosey around the outside. But the cool part was I actually got to meet Dynamite Kid's daughter and his ex-wife, and she gave me like a tour of their house, and then like busted out all these boxes of Dynamite's and Davy's old stuff, and I got to like look at all their old trophies from All Japan and like a bunch of their old gear and capes and things from the British Bulldogs. So that was pretty cool because I was always a big Tiger Mask and Dynamite guy, and Tiger Mask is like Dynamite's big hero of mine. So that was really cool. And then for WWE, I'd come up and do live events and stuff in Calgary at what's the arena that's like next to the Saddle Dome?
Yeah, the Corral.
The Corral, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I did the Corral.
Man, they used to sell out the Saddle Dome back in the 90s, early 2000s. It was like Raw, SmackDown at the Saddle Dome, but now it's Corral, yeah.
Yeah, so I did the Corral just like a couple of years ago. It was me and Kenta. Kenta was still there at WWE at the time too, so that was a tough one. It was early February, so it's about the coldest time of year. So
yeah, it's brutal here in February.
Yeah.
Well, I have a bit of a story to share that ties in wrestling and sneakers. I want to ask you a question about. Most of these guys worked with me. I don't think Har did, but back in the day, I used to work at Foot Locker in Calgary, and Jamaine was working with me at that time. And we had a guy who would come in regularly, pretty often. He would show up usually in really flared out, like genie pants, maybe like a kimono on with no shirt on, and just like sparkles everywhere. He'd have crazy stuff.
Teddy's a really nice guy.
And he'd have crazy stuff in his hair. So Jamaine and I knew who this guy was. We knew he was Teddy Hart. And we could talk stories about him coming in and buying sneakers forever. But we knew he was a wrestler. But at that time, I didn't really know the indie world as much. So I was like, where does he wrestle? I didn't know. And one time I went to visit some friends who lived in Arizona, and I turned on the TV. I turned on MTV, and they have what's this show? Wrestling Society X was on, and I see Teddy on that, and I was like, oh, this guy's a real wrestler. He's like on television. I thought that was cool. And then looking you up, you were on that show as well, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I did the pilot and a couple episodes, I think. I want to say I was in the middle of bouncing between New Japan and Impact and TNA at the time. So I didn't end up staying for the whole season, but I was there from the first one. That was like a big nexus of crazy personalities, and Teddy was there. I don't know if that was the first time I met Teddy, but it was one of the earlier times I had ever been around him. One of the most creative people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting.
He's wild. Yeah. Like we have stories of him coming in all the time, buying crazy stuff and being crazy, but he does promotions in Calgary, or he still does sometimes. And like he's a talented guy, but he's got some troubles, I think. So. Yeah, to say the least. But he is easily one of the most talented people I've ever met.
No doubt, man. I remember when he used to come in the Foot Locker and like pretty much announce that he was there, saying, "What do you guys got? Size 10, size 10." And he'd see something like on the rack, take it off, pop his shirt off. He's already got no shirt on, so it's already super easy to get it on. Throws it on, says, "Yeah, I'll take this." Just pops the tag right off, hands it to me, pops the tag off, hands it to Adam, and it's just like that dude was like an experience.
When he left, he would leave a trail of glitter Like anything he tried on would be like unsellable if he didn't buy it. So you would just be like covered in glitter. You'd have to like write it off. But
The best is like Adam gave such a detailed description, and you already knew.
you already knew.
Yeah.
You already knew.
Like
From the minute pants and no shirt.
The minute you said pants, I knew it was Teddy.
Maybe like
Teddy.
dragon pants. I could see. So I guess the last questions are here. You've been around wrestling for a while. You've seen a lot of wrestlers. Who has the best, other than you, who has the best sneaker collection out of all the wrestlers?
Oh God, I mean, I don't know that I would have the best one either. I mean, I got an okay one, but I mean, Enzo has a really great one. For a while, he had pickups all the time, but he was like a main seeder for like a whole bunch of different like shoe outlets. So he would get stuff all the time. Not just shoes, but man, he was picking up like all the associated gear. So like cement, like if Cement 3s dropped, he also got the elephant print shorts, and he had like the hoodie and everything. So
he was like a Champ Sports model for a while.
Yeah. Liv Morgan's got a really good one, and people don't realize that she's got a lot. Kofi's big on it. He's got a lot. The Usos, they're pretty up there. Tyson Kidd has got a really good one, and he doesn't show it off a lot.
Tyson Kidd used to come into the store with Teddy sometimes.
He got the really.
Towards the end, he started wearing some of his sneakers in the ring a little bit under his shin guards. You would only know if you were really looking. Like I remember I saw him wear the penny halves, the highlighters, when they had like the little the two little they had like the pink and then the yellows, the little pennies, and he had the highlighters. And I remember seeing that one time. I was like, oh, this guy, he's rocking some of his closet out there. And I used to see him, like, now he's a producer. Every week he's got a new pair of Yeezys. Like he's got a lot. He's got a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's into more of like those type of ones, like almost like the track gear ones. Like he's the type of that'll pick up like Yeezys, and he has some basketball shoes, but he'll do like Yeezys, NMDs. He'll do a lot of the ones like
Ultra
that, like
Boost.
the Vapor Maxes. Like he's into a lot of the newer tech ones.
Right.
But he's got a good one. God, I'm trying to think of who else. Moose and Impact's got a pretty good one too. Yeah, he's usually rocking a lot of heat as well. So there's a lot, man. Like the people, they're low key. A lot of them, they sneak up on you.
Yeah, cool.
Well, the moment I knew Tyson was a real head was when he came in at TJ and he had Jordan 15 lows on. Like, if you know anything about Air Jordans, if you wear 15 lows, mocks, highs, anything, like you were a true head. Like, those are some of the most like polarizing shoes ever. So to wear those in like 2006 or whatever the word is, like, okay, this guy knows. This guy knows.
Yeah.
He got the wild hair, but he still knows. You know.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get rolling with the show. We'll have TJ on the show today. He'll be jumping in with his opinion on all the stuff that we're chatting about. So first off, let's roll to the collection report. Who's picking up stuff this week? I know Albert's got a pickup for this week.
Yeah, I picked up some Pegasus 36s, the Gyakuso. I saw them at the outlet. They were just a dope colorway. I kind of like that rose on there. But this is the yellow pair is my dad's pair. Actually, yeah, the yellow pair is my dad's pair, and then this is my pair right here.
And you're gonna wear a mismatched, aren't you?
You're gonna wear a mismatch.
Oh, come on, don't do it.
Ketchup and mustard, baby. Ketchup and mustard.
But
I like it.
I thought these were just dope. Like I run a lot outside, so they got like the dope thread on the bottom, and then they're just like the easy pull system. So I don't gotta tie my shoes. I don't gotta worry about my shoelaces coming undone. Especially because I like, running in wintertime. That's the one thing.
Albert's getting old.
Washed, brother. He's washed. Ain't gotta worry about tying his shoes anymore.
No more laces. Velcro's coming up soon, bro.
When you have a kid, when you got a kid, you become an old man instantly.
We're supposed to have a collection of Air Monarchs pretty soon.
Yeah, all of this is good. All of this is going to be replaced with Monarchs.
And just jump on the Curry line. They all look like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
it's
you go.
true.
There you go. I don't have any sneaker pickups this week, but I did pick something up. I got this little thing here. It's a Supreme Swarovski crystal
Zippo.
lighter. I
hope
don't
you
even
light some
know
cigars.
why I bought this, but I have it now. So kind of cool. I got it on like a restock. Might as well pick up some Supreme stuff while I'm at it. Jamaine, you said you got some stuff coming. Nothing this week though.
Yeah, I got another set of PEs coming. I just secured them before the pod, so nothing in hand, but I'm sure in a week or two I will definitely have that pair to show off.
Unveiling soon.
Yes, it's a
And
tease.
and Har, you're in Red Deer, so you pick anything up or nothing to
I actually
show?
did buy a few things, but still not in yet. So maybe I'll show off when Jamaine does.
Yeah, we'll hold that out. And TJ, I think you had something you wanted to show off this week.
Yeah, I do. Predictable for me, but this is one of my two all-time grails that I always wanted. I had the originals too, but I've been waiting forever. But I got these. I was able to pick up the Grinches, and I struck out twice before being able to find them. But thankfully, I had a friend of a friend of a friend that took me all the way to Detroit to get them.
Damn.
Wow.
So
Detroit, where
I
my
got 'em.
Fago is from.
Hey.
Yeah, we were
Shout out
talking about
Fago.
Fago earlier, and I was like, where's the ICP? Let's get
I'm not spraying the crowd with Fago.
You're gonna be spraying your camera with that.
Have you ever done an ICP? You ever done an ICP show?
No, not an ICP show, but I had done different music festivals that had this Lucha Libre company on them, and so when I do those, I mean, these are sort of like Warped Tour and things like that. So I'll be like, it's almost like we have a concert. It's not like a wrestling show. So we'll have like a set time. We'll put on a few matches, which is basically like us playing songs, essentially. But we're sandwiched between these different acts. So sometimes I'll be on between, I don't know, like one time we would always go on every night between the Killers and the Chili Peppers or something. So I could hear like on the main stage, like nearby, like one of them opening or closing. And one time, every single night, we would finish right before ICP. And I remember the last match would finish up and these fools would be out there drenching a parking lot full of people at the main stage with their Fago and just going nuts. And I thought, wow, this is a wild show.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy.
ICP
That's
Juggalo
hilarious.
life is something else. I'm not like super familiar with Juggalos, but like being a WWF kid as I was, Attitude Era, Insane Clown Posse when they hooked up with the Oddities or whatever, that's like the most like prevalent memory of ICP.
Yeah.
Just them coming to the rim, rapping with Golga and Earthquake and Luna and all them. Like,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Jeez, I forgot about that. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Cool. Let's move on to our weekly update. What we got coming out this week. Let's chat about a few pairs, give our opinions on them. I'm going to share the screen here. First shoe we have to talk about is coming on Saturday, a new Jordan 13. They're calling it the Starfish, which is the same orange as the shattered backboards. So in essence, I guess you could call these some sort of shattered backboard 13s. Maybe that would make them sell better. What's everyone thinking
Really?
about these?
These are trash.
The he got game creamsicle.
The Patrick Star joints. Jeez. I don't know. There was a time where I was kind of clamoring for like new colors in 13s, but I think I've hit my limit on it, right?
Yeah, they did so many this year.
Yeah, like it's like, man, okay, we got
I
it.
don't think any of them were good either.
I was always kind of like 13s. I think it takes a really specific type of material, like colorway, to get it. Like I I kind of like those Tiffany pairs, you know, because the texture was different. And then I kind of like the turquoise-ish color. I know a lot of people weren't on those when those came out. And then I think the last ones that I got of the 13s were the white and cherry reds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like My high school colors were orange and green, so I used to think I will always get anything that had orange like this on there, and that was the orange that the color. But I don't. The more I see orange on shoes like this, I can't. I sleep on it. I don't really.
Yeah.
Can't
I
have
feel like
that.
the low 13 colors has been a lot better than any of the highs.
Yeah, recently.
Like the only ones I like are like He Got Games and like the Ray Allens are nice.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just the rose.
Just the
There's-
classic colors, pretty
There's
much.
just so many. Like they did a hyper royal that was this color blocking, but with royal they did a
They've just been
purple.
bad,
They did a
yeah.
green. They did so
I
many.
want to
Just
say,
in the last
didn't they
year.
do like a Laker colorway, but the yellow's only on the sole of the shoe,
Yeah.
so it's like literally
Yeah.
black and
Yep.
purple, so it
Yeah.
doesn't even look like
Yeah.
that. You have to be like knocked out and on the
Yeah.
but no.
Oh, damn, this is Laker colorway.
stomping on someone's face.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Seriously.
The only other orange Jordan 13 I can remember is those 13 lows from like
flats, right?
05.
Oh, yeah.
No, like the ceramic.
Yeah, the ceramic ones.
Oh,
Yeah. But I haven't seen too many orange.
Yeah. I mean, like the terracotta color is not. It is kind of far off.
It's like peach. It's like
Yeah.
a peach.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I know we talked about this in the past, but the ray gun collection is finally coming out. We talked about the Kyrie 7s, the Air Force Ones, the Blazers, there's Converse involved, there's an Air Raid. But one just popped up that I hadn't seen yet, we hadn't talked about yet.
Oh.
They did a ray gun
Hey.
air up tempo. Let's see
I
some
can
more
dig
pics
it.
of it. Yeah.
Not bad.
I don't know if they have the logo on it, but they have ray gun. Oh yeah, the logo's on the heel, ray gun in the insole. Again,
Still the bad
no
logo,
guns on
man.
the-
What's up with its logo?
Yeah.
That's the
as
only
well.
thing that kills it for me on this new collection is like it's not the original.
Dude, they literally
ray
could have
gun
replaced that swoosh with that logo. It'd be so nice.
Well, so that brings me to the next thing is all the clothing that they're coming out with. I thought some of them had the gun. We'll get to more of it, but they came out with a hoodie. They came out with, let's see here, like a shooting shirt with the funk on it. Kind of dope.
I like that.
The sequin.
Bad.
All minus the alien. I don't get it. If you're trying to harken back to like a certain era,
Yeah,
which is
man.
our era, when you're going with the Roswell Ray gun stuff, but you keep out the mascot, that's like,
Yeah.
who is this
Yeah,
for?
what's happening?
Who is this for, man? Come on now.
So they did a Vince Carter jersey because he was in the original ad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure.
Just kind of nice. But then they did, let's go here. They did a t-shirt with the funk, but all right, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get back here. Oh, I can't find it. The hat. I'm gonna
I can see it right now. I'm looking
I'm
at
just
it.
gonna
I'm about to ask
zoom
you.
in. I'm just gonna zoom in. It has the logo. It has the original logo on the hat.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
But
What is happening?
You did everything else with the new just the ball, and then you have this hat with the dope logo. So
Questions.
know.
yeah,
I got them.
I don't know. And then the last thing coming out actually came out this morning. Supreme did another Nike collab, the Go-A-Dome boot. Yeah, they did a red and they did a black version.
I swear my mom used to wear these.
No doubt. No doubt. That's as East Coast as it gets right there.
Yeah. I mean, a Go-A-Dome is a nice boot, but I'm not feeling this.
No, it's a no for me.
I mean, you
Yeah,
got
big
Bloody
pass.
Osiris rocking it, so
You gotta rock it like that.
yeah, it's Bloody Osiris. If you're not following him on Instagram, you should follow him on Instagram. He's a wild fashion influencer.
I just want
Yeah,
those sunglasses that he's wearing or those goggles. Yo, TJ, you gotta get Manic wearing those in the ring.
like those Macho Man ski goggles they used to have.
Yeah.
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 All right, that's it for what's coming this week. I have the next topic here is because TJ is with us today. I got a bunch of pictures set up. We got wrestlers rocking sneakers. I got a whole bunch of photos, so let's just kind of hammer through them. We can chat about what we got going on. Starting out with your man, Kevin Nash, in some old photos that I could find. Him rocking some Jordan 13 black and red. This must have been 97.
Yeah,
98,
that looks like.
98.
Is that like 3M? Is that what the picture's doing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the old school texture.
So this is like a classic.
Just had to find a picture of him massaging that quad, huh?
yeah.
Just had to. Down low, Adam. You're down low.
Here's another one in some infrared 6s. These are some pixel photos, but
Oh man, that's zooming at 250.
yeah, you gotta zoom in on these. I think it's 144p, and then
you could tell that
another
air
one.
unit on the heel anywhere though.
yeah. Then we got him again in some black and red Jordan 11s. This
Match
is the
was
only
going
photo I could find.
Big Sexy was going off in 2000, 2001 for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I'm surprised he wasn't wearing like the Concords to go with the white and black and the
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I mean, a lot of those guys at that time, other than Brett, I feel like everybody always rocked black sneakers. You know, Brett was always. He's the only one that I used to see wearing like white skater shoes and stuff. Like everybody else is rocking black.
Yeah. Speaking of the olden days, here we got good old JR in a pair of Jordan 12 playoff flu game, whatever you want to call them.
Look at the
I love
banana.
that he's
This
wearing
is
those.
HBK
classic.
attire, bro.
I swear to God, I've never looked at JR's shoes in this I've seen this promo 1,000 times, and I never knew he's wearing 12 breads. That is I never knew he was wearing flu games. That's crazy to me.
There it is.
If you look at his
notice it
feet
next time.
anytime in '97, you'll see him. You'll see him. He's always got him on. It's wild. I want to know who sold him on
love
those.
it.
Yeah. All right, moving along. We got Carmela. She's a big sneakerhead. Here she is winning Money in the Bank in the University Blue. What do they win like? 86? 82?
82.
82.
Yeah.
Win like 82, I think.
Yeah, here she is in the, what were these? The alternate 8s?
Yeah, I actually have those in my closet. I was thinking about wearing them this week.
Yeah. Here she is in those. Here
That
she
was
is
worth
in
rocking,
those
man.
Olympic gold coin 5s. Gold medal coin 5s. Moving along, we got John Cena getting his
2009.
ass kicked in some Jordan 2009s.
It's the only time he wore some heat. It's the
Yeah,
only
he
time.
wore a
What
couple
do you,
of
you didn't like the Reebok, man? I
Oh,
was
brother.
Under Armour.
Brother.
Come on,
Um,
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he rocked these 2009s at least a couple times, I think. All right, moving on. Batista, when he came back,
The Jordans,
28, what would that have been? Was this WrestleMania? This is WrestleMania 28, I believe. No.
No, it's Royal Rumble right there.
Yeah, but when he came back for whatever WrestleMania it was, he came out as number 28, but he
Batista.
wore so many. So he wore these Oak Hill ones.
Yeah.
He wore these, what were these, the OKC? Is that what they were calling these?
Yeah.
yeah, I think those were the because didn't he wear
OKC.
bamboo once? I thought I saw him wear the
He
bamboo.
did. I couldn't find a picture.
Mhm.
He wore the blue. These are the blue Tistas, as Jamaine
Yeah, the water worlds.
just mentioned.
Batistas.
What else we got? Carbon fiber,
Carbon. Yeah.
28. We got in the cement,
Red elephant.
the red
Yeah.
elephant. Yeah, not the cement, the red elephant. Oh no,
Man, I didn't realize how many 28s he was
He wore-
rocking that.
he wore so many.
he
He
was
wore
killing
almost every colorway.
Yeah.
There he wore the red ones as well, beating up on future champion Seth Rollins.
I remember in
Um,
one of the 2K, I think it was like 2K, what is it, 918 or something when he came back.
You had the fake
Like,
ones
I-
on, huh?
Yeah, he had the fake ones on, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, they could have put the
Yeah.
the Jordans on it.
Oh, you know they were gonna pay Nike
Yeah.
for that.
No, they're
Yeah.
not gonna pay. Come on,
Yeah.
copyright.
But I'm like, you guys already got
Well,
NBA
they're-
2K. You couldn't do WWE.
Yeah, they're
2K too.
already they're already licensing it for the other game. So
Didn't make it happen for whatever reason.
So TJ alluded to this earlier. He said Enzo is one of the biggest sneakerheads in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Here he is in the Neymar 5s. He came out with tons of stuff.
Ooh.
These women's Velvet, the Heiress.
Yeah.
ones.
So
Always
that,
going.
so here's the thing with Enzo, and this is why he's got such a sick collection, is because he literally wears like a size 7 or 8 shoe. So he gets to double dip, and I remember seeing him one time. He was wearing a colorway. I'm like, dude, I have not seen that, and he's like, dude, you should have seen it in your sneakers. But I was like, dude, I only have the men's tab turned on. He's like, yeah, these are like GS or something. And I'm like, dude, no way. And I found out he's actually small enough to double dip, and he can get.
There he goes.
Yeah, he can.
How tall is Enzo?
I mean, he in every other way he's like my height, and like you wouldn't know it, but his shoe size is small enough to get all the different colorways for different models. Yeah, so he'll get some stuff you don't see a lot.
I think I got some more. No. So we got the Young Bucks. I couldn't find any good pictures of them, but I know if you watch Being the Elite, they're always rocking Jordans.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, like they were rocking a lot of 11s. Matt and Nick rock a lot of those. Kofi.
Hey, Jeremy Scott.
In the Jeremy Scott, the gold wings. He wore a few. I think he wore the black wings as well a few times. And when he finally won the WWE Championship, he was wearing a custom pair of hyper adapts.
Yeah.
Man, it's all about what Xavier's wearing right now.
Genie boots.
The Iron Cheek 6s.
Yeah.
He wore those in game 2 against Hulk Hogan. What are you talking about?
Air naughty or nice elves joint.
Yeah. On to more pixel pictures. We got Nikki Bella in some dunk heels.
Time out.
The sky, whatever.
Wait a second.
What?
Those legit? I've never seen those.
Those aren't legit. But we're starting with those. We're starting with those.
Oh no.
Then she wore dunks and Air Jordans a lot. These are the ones that were actually made by Mash 275. Is that his name?
Mosh.
Yeah, 275. He did a lot of customs for some WWE guys.
He was actually gonna do my Jordan. What was that? What did I wear in the Cruiserweight Classic? The 31s, I think. 31s. Yeah, I wore I wore the 31 Olympics, and he wanted to do up a custom pair and put like the Filipino sun and stuff on it. So. Yeah, he does a lot of dudes. He does like a lot of Kofi stuff too.
Yeah. He did those hyper adapts, I think, for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then moving to the last on the list, we've got Shane McMahon. He rocks a lot of Jordan 1s. Here he is in the Travis Scotts. Here's a pair of 30s that were made specifically for him.
That was the time he jumped off the cage, right? The Hell in a Cell.
I think so. Yeah. So when he came back and did a few matches, he did the 30s and 30s.
I feel like this could have been better executed.
Yeah, it's pretty plain.
That's a GR colorway, isn't it?
It is a GR colorway, but it apparently was a legit PE from Nike. So like they sent it in this box and stuff.
I can do that. I can make that P for myself then.
That H is peeling off.
And then the most famous all Shane O'Mac pictures is him in these True Blue 3s.
He used to wear the True Blue 3s a lot at TV, like just casually.
Yeah.
Those and the white and black 1s and the Motorsports 4s were like his favorites. Because I remember one time we both showed up in the Motorsports and he was like, Motorsports.
It's like somebody's got to change.
Yeah.
Who had to change, TJ? Tell us.
I just went and put my gear on, so I was like,
all right. Last week we chatted about the LeBron PE vote that's going on sneakers right now. They got 16 pairs of LeBron PEs that have never been released. People are allowed to vote on them in a bracket type situation. It's going to get narrowed down to 1, and it's going to be released to the public. Round 1 is over. Let's see how our guesses went. So here
I tried to vote on these, and I don't know where.
I can't vote on it either. I don't know how.
Because you guys aren't American, man.
Yeah,
no, but we got it, bro.
I got Sneakers US.
Yeah, we got it.
Nah, they're the DNS. They know.
Man.
So the
I can cop off there, but I can't vote.
The animal print 2s won. The Watch the Throne 9s won. These Green Go 3s won. The white,
Oh, the zooms.
the white Zoom Generations.
Yeah.
The
I believe
Fairfax,
those 11s won.
Fairfax 11s won. Yep.
What?
Told
What-
you.
What are
I
these
told you
ones?
guys.
What are these ones again?
This was
I'm
this
blanking.
was the easy round.
I'm
I
blanking
forgot
on
what
these
those
ones
are.
that beat the
Um,
fours.
um,
The 10.
Gold
Tens.
medal, gold medal
Gold
10.
medal.
Gold medal
10s.
10.
And then we got I can't remember which 8s these are.
Version 2.
Yeah, they're a V2.
But
I don't remember what the PE is. And then the 9s.
Nines.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think's gonna come out of these rounds?
Man, most of my picks are already gone.
Mine are too. Yeah.
I
Nah, it's
went
gonna
like
be-
the only one that I have left is the zooms and the 3s, or the 2s, right?
Yeah,
out-
2s.
Animal ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I have left.
I think
Yeah,
that's all.
this
I
is
think
def-
Animal
this
2s.
is definitely a tougher round.
Those are gonna walk.
Yeah.
I think the gold medals are going to take it. Top right. Bottom probably the 9s, and then I don't know on the left side. That's a tough one on the left.
the
I feel
bottom
like
left,
I feel like Watch the Thrones will take it though. I still think that's going to be the number one.
Well, my picks were my favorite was the 2, the Animal 2, but I thought the Watch the Throne would win, so now they're head to head. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to have both of those in much longer. I think the 9s. I don't know why, but I think people are just going to vote for those because it's new kids and people just like the concept.
Yeah, I think those ones will win. I think Watch the Thrones are taking the whole thing though.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
It's crazy.
I think
It's crazy.
left side is probably all thrown, and then the right side, I feel like it would be between what's the top one again? The Fairfaxes.
The Fairfax, yeah.
Yeah.
Part of me feels like the Fairfaxes and the what would be like the end of that bracket,
Mhm.
just because they just stand out with the way that those look, kind of the way that they're left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that LeBron 9 going against the 8, like it's for sure the what does. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought the purple zoom would have made that.
I was just
That's
about to say
crazy.
that. I can't believe those V28s beat those Zoom Generations in the late
Yo,
game.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that's
then
wild. to
you
me.
look at the white zooms, and those ones made it.
Yeah. Like they beat the multi, like they were different colored Lakers, right?
That's some
Yeah.
Laker hate. That's some Laker hate right there.
Yeah.
That's all.
You know what though, like that, I almost picked up that one. I think it was called the Heritage, and like I was a lot of Laker fans were like, I don't know about that one. And I was like, man, you're a LeBron fan and a Laker fan, and you don't know about that.
Yeah.
Sounds like today to me.
Yeah. I think if you go on LeBron's page, he was pretty bummed out that those purple ones didn't make it.
Crazy.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. He's like, I already got these.
Yeah, on his Instagram, he was pretty bummed out. He was like, "What? These didn't make it?"
That's crazy to me. As much as like I always say the 8 is the best LeBron silhouette, I knew the zooms are gonna win, but then they didn't. Like,
Yeah.
that blows my mind.
I told you they weren't gonna win.
Because I was boosting them up so
Easy.
much. I boosted them up so much in the last episode. People voted for the.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we have that much pull.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of Instagram, the reigning NBA sneaker king, PJ Tucker, shared an interesting pickup this last week. He pulled out a pair of the Air Pursuit rollerblades. These are like a Wayne Gretzky Air Zoom rollerblade. So they have Zoom Air somewhere in them. This is a crazy nostalgia. This must be like what, 96, 97 based on that
90.
box.
I think it was 96. Yeah, 96.
You know
Wow.
damn well he's not fitting to wear those inlines. There's no way. Let me see that video. Let's see
Come
it.
on.
Where
Put them
did
on,
Tucker don't
PJ.
know how to rollerblade. Let's be real.
Where the hell do you put the Zoom Air unit on something that rests on top of skate trucks? Like,
Maybe just it might be in the insole or
The
something.
insole probably.
Yeah.
Makes it feel like clouds while you're roller skating or
Yeah.
rollerblading.
I don't know what this. Yeah, here's a little bit more. Just chucks
Like the
them.
fact that
Just
in the
dumps
video
them back in the box. He's not wearing those.
he's even laughing in the video, which is funny. He's probably like, why'd I buy these? Like,
He'll wear them to the ring. He'll wear them in the tunnel one day.
hey, do you think he bakes those like ice skates?
Maybe.
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 Man, for such an old pair, that box is like
Yeah.
unscathed. Hey,
Yeah.
Things
Jesus.
are waiting to disintegrate, though. You know it.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
imagine him putting them on and try to skate and they just like
That's what would happen for sure.
especially with someone his size.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
let's move to some Jordan breaking news here, I guess, this week. Somebody was sharing this on Instagram as well. Another Travis Scott Jordan 6 that was unfinished, it looks like here. That looks like it's coming out. They're calling it the British khaki colorway. So same as the olive green one that just came out, but we got a British khaki look to this. Still with the
The
little pocket.
It's cool. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of it reminds me of the Wheat Sixes though.
Yeah.
It's better.
It's
It's like darker. I think it's more wearable than the wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
cool.
bad. It's kind of cool.
Not mad.
Yeah,
That's
so
like the
we'll
rest
see.
of the Travis Scott's whole collection. It's like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's
I was
not.
gonna
That's
say,
cool.
does Travis Scott do anything that's not earth tones?
I don't
Not
think
really.
so.
So far.
Not the-
So far.
I'm trying to think of anything that was close to a primary color. Everything is like
Nothing yet.
He
everything
did-
is like mocha, khaki,
That's it.
Like,
Camo.
tan,
That's
or
all he does.
yeah, camo or sand colored or something.
He
Yeah.
did. There's one that he's been seen in around lately, a Jordan 1 Low. That's like a baby blue color. That
Yeah.
Oh, you
might
know
be
what, I
coming.
think
Might be coming
I think
soon.
I saw
Like
that.
it's pretty fresh.
Was it like a Chicago baby blue or something, right? Like something like that type of tone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Like powdery. Yeah.
Yeah, like a powder blue.
Yeah.
Another shoe that popped up on Instagram this week was a sample. I don't know when this was from, but this is the Jordan 6 Dorenbeckers, a sample that was made with a Jordan 14 sole.
These are fire, man. I don't know.
It's so out
Adam,
there.
would-
Like I don't know. I would
I love
definitely
it.
buy this.
Love it.
Would
I
this
100%
be
buy
something
it.
you guys would pick up? Is this a pickup for
Hell
Yes.
no.
Hell yeah.
I take
I'm
it.
buying this
I
for
take it.
sure.
I take it only
Nah.
because I can't get a regular Jordan 6 Dorenbecker.
That looks dope, dude.
With these wear tests, it's crazy. Like the reason why they put these other numbered soles on some of these older models is really just to test the upper. I remember a dude in Portland that kind of put me on game with that, where they'll mix match a whole bunch of newer Jordans with older ones, and it's really just to test the upper for durability and things like that. So this is obviously a wear test sample that hasn't been wear tested. So it's cool to see, but like
So dope.
Hearing like one of those dudes that I remember hearing, they had this process that the design team would do to like figure out what they would like finally have on the silhouette of the shoe, and they would start with it super complicated with everybody's ideas on the shoe, and then they would like put out like 12 of them. They would all lace up and go play pickup at the park, and then as they would play, they would cut pieces off of the like design pieces off the shoe until they see what like where the shoe would actually fall apart and what's unnecessary. And then when they get down to where like, okay, this is about, we got rid of a bunch of like bullshit surface stuff that we don't really need, and the shoe still functions. And then that I guess for a while that was a way that they would kind of decide on which ideas to keep and which to can.
For sure. And a lot of those pairs end up at the Goodwills in that Portland area too, around that PDX. You can end up finding that for some
that's
deals.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Weird tricked out prototypes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Only in Portland.
I remember my first time in Portland meeting a guy in line up at Voodoo Donuts and just chatting with him, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a designer for Nike. He worked like part-time in Hawaii, part-time in Portland. And I'm like, is it as like, this would have been like 2003, 2004 maybe. And he was like, I was like, is it as cool working there as I think it is? And he's like, yeah. So what they'll do is they'll have like somebody come by with a mail cart like once a week, but it's just full of sample sneakers. And they just come by your office and they'll be like, take what you want. And they'll just like roll down the halls and just like let you take samples of like crazy colors, crazy shoes, whatever.
I would have kidnapped
Dude,
that
that's
guy
so
right
sick.
there.
That process screams early 2000s. I
Yeah.
doubt that it's going on.
Man,
now.
I
Yeah.
still
I bet
remember.
it
I
doesn't
still
happen now.
remember going to like the Nike stores, and they would have like they would have what do you call it? Like just sample boxes where you can just look at the size 9 to 13s and you can
Yeah.
just buy the samples off the floor and stuff.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Another shoe that got some pictures launched this week is a Super Bowl Jordan 12 Low that is coming out. I guess coming out for Super Bowl, so sometime in February.
Is that corduroy or is that ballistic?
I think it's like a canvas.
Ripstop?
Maybe ripstop.
Maybe you got to rip it to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so it's a varsity red low with like a ripstop.
Like
Confetti.
the Fresh Prince interior.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
box. It's on the box
Yeah.
too here. You
Oh
can see it.
shit!
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I think it's the confetti.
Oh,
for-
confetti, right.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
put that
confetti
together.
for the Super Bowl.
Right.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there it is.
Mhm.
I was almost gonna say it looks a little out of place with the color away on the front because it looks so weird, but it's actually I get the theme. I get it.
Yeah.
I buy it.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, so
And I think
those-
it's at Raymond James this year, this coming Super Bowl, isn't it? Like
It
Bucks
is,
colors? Yeah, so that makes perfect sense. Those
Yeah.
are Bucks colors right there.
So yeah, so those look for those early February. Those will
You know,
be coming
I
out.
like those. I like those.
Oh yeah, those hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those hit.
I mean, they're still an OG color, like the black and red. I like
Yeah.
the lows. I like the lows and the 12s.
I like
Yeah.
that the like the upper was not like leather on leather. Like I had that like the red and the black were totally different
Materials.
like
Yeah.
textures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
No, that's
that.
cool. Those are dope. Those look like
Um,
something that would be on a sample cart. For
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving away from Jordan into Nike. A couple new pictures dropped for these Sacai Blazer lows that are supposed to come out. They did some mids a couple years ago, I think now. 2 colorways in this low.
That's a low. That's a real low.
It is pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the green and the orange. I don't know what else. Double laces, double swoosh, double tongue, double toe. I'm not a
Is
fan
this-
of these, but we gotta talk about them.
Like, is
The
this like
double
Virgil
swoosh is
Abloh?
starting to turn me
No.
off on a lot of newer stuff, you know?
Yeah, this is Sacai. I don't know if Har could speak to this, but it's like I think it's a clothing brand in from Japan.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I think what happened is they were successful with the first couple pairs, and now they're just sort of working down the line, right? So
Yeah,
there's literally no difference between this one and the Blazer, other than the Blazer is a little bit higher. That's
yeah.
it.
Look how low
That's
that
what I'm
is.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it
Well,
looked
I
like they
mean-
took. It looked like they just had a bunch. Like they made samples of this colorway, and they're like, "Fuck it, don't drop the highs, cut them to lows," and they just fucking snipped it.
Yeah,
But I
That
mean,
is
you know what,
really
man?
low.
People
It's
love
like
these.
the
The guys
Puma
go for it.
Clydes, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're like super coveted. A lot of these Sacai colorways.
yeah.
But, I was lucky enough to get like the first original ones, the green and yellow ones. So I have those ones, but they work well. I mean, with outfits and stuff, they actually look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, people are really digging them. They go for a lot on the secondary market, I guess.
Yeah.
these
Crazy,
days.
crazy.
I had one more. Oh, here's one thing I wanted to share. Forgot about. We talked about last week MF Doom's passing. We had Eli on the show. He showed off the MF Doom dunks. But this has been unearthed, and somebody found some sketches of an MF Doom dunk sample that was never made. But it has like a Jordan 6 tongue that looks like the mask. Looks like his mask. And here's a rendition of what they think they would look like if they were.
Those are bangers, man. I fuck with those.
Yeah, I'm
Those are
not
hard.
gonna lie. I'd scoop those in an instant. Those are dope. I love that.
Yo,
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would be dope about them is they came with a pair of socks and his eyes would be through the.
Yeah,
the
It would be through the.
that'd be
Yeah.
pretty good. I think for me, the colorway I'm not digging as much as the original colorway, but with that tongue, I think it sets it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah,
put
those
that
bangers.
tongue on the dunks that came out,
Yeah,
those straight
It's
bang,
over.
like they already
Albert-
bangers.
Albert,
but-
this is you. Time to custom.
mean?
Time to custom up.
No.
Rip off the
Could've-
tongue. Rip off the tongue of a Jordan 6 and Put it on
You
some
know what?
dunks.
You know what? Jordan 6 tongue would work would be the bad boy sixes because it's a dark gray.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be
those
Don't
blue fire.
don't next thing you know, I'm gonna be sewing this up and you guys are gonna see it on my Instagram stories.
Yeah. I think the last thing we got to talk about this week is another dunk. I know Albert loves talking about Nike dunks, and they haven't killed them to death yet. But we've got a new one called the Firecracker. I think it's a Chinese New Year firecracker low. This is a pretty funky looking shoe, as is, but we've talked about. There's been a lot of tear away. There's been a lot of rub away shoes. This has both. So this has a scratch away layer and it has a tear away layer.
Oh, wow.
On it. So I'm not sure how this looks. If this is like the right shoe comes out red, the left shoe comes out like this, or if you or how you tear it away, but it's pretty wild.
It'd be crazy if they didn't. You could either get a black pair or the red pair, but you wouldn't know.
Oh, it's
you
like
don't
random, yeah.
Really
Yeah,
want that
that'd be
stuff. Golden
crazy.
ticket.
Like a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be dope.
lottery
Perfectly.
ticket, scratch off.
That would be
Would be
cool.
dope.
Actually.
Yeah, they did
And
that with
then-
those Jordan 9, those
The baseball
ones. Yeah.
No, that's dope.
I don't know, like that. I guess I didn't realize that they're like scratchaways. Is like the base with like all those primary colors mixed. Like I like a lot of colors on stuff, you know, sometimes, but like when it's like a lot of primary colors, it sometimes is a little too much.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty overkill. Like it's
Because isn't there like there's another dunk coming out that's pretty like wild, I think in like a couple weeks, like this was it the Street Hawkers?
Yeah.
Chinese.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I love those as far as the tones compared to this, because those don't feel as like the primary colors are just so vibrant, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked
Street
about that
Hawkers
one
are-
last week. Then we all loved it. Like the materials on that one look amazing, and the different materials.
And the mismatch
There's
in that.
so
Like
many
I
dunks.
love mismatch.
Year of the dunk.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
It's crazy.
I've been literally saying this every week that I've always loved dunks, and growing up loving dunks, it was hard to find a pair. Like I would always buy a pair of dunks and I would travel to the States.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's dunks everywhere. It's like, okay, it's a new Air Force One or it's a new Jordan One.
Speaking of that, I was gonna bring up. I didn't bring up a slide, but they did just announce this week that the black and white Nike Dunk is gonna be a straight up GR now. It's gonna be
Thank
released.
God.
It's gonna be released 4 times a year, once every season. So it's basically a white on white Air Force One. It's just the basic shoe now.
Rest in peace.
Man, the best part about the dunks when I was
That's like the
younger,
only dunk that I really, really like too. Like when I saw that this was going to be the year of the dunk, I kind of thought, oh man, it's going to be overkill. I'm going to start hating them. And I kind of don't like a lot of the dunks coming out. But I was like, for sure, I want to get the white with black dunks just because they're plain and I haven't had a pair in years.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the rollout list after like December, and I'm like, I gotta wait till like December for those ones or something. They're like the last on the list, and I was like, I gotta sit through all these other dunks I don't want.
Marketing,
man, and
baby,
the thing about dunks now is like you have to buy them when they come out. Like I used to buy my dunks off clearance tables and clearance racks.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
the most I paid for dunks when I was like growing up collecting was like $30 to $40 American, and that was when our dollar was 1 to 1. So like $40 Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dunk
I think the
range.
only time I ever overpaid for dunks was when I got the Marshall amps years ago. Other than that, I just, I love dunks, but man, it's there's so many now.
Yeah.
And the prices are crazy. The hype
It's
is
I wonder
serious.
like if it was me being 14 years old 2004 or like 15 years old, if I was 15 now with the same mentality about dunks, I'd probably go for every dunk coming out, because in my mind it was like, fuck, it was so hard to buy dunks back then. But if I was 15 years old today and I knew about this, I'd be
I
like,
have so many dunks.
every pair, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many dunks. So that's it for what we got this week. Let's end it with a hot take. I've actually got a couple queued up. First one, I actually saved it from last week. This is for TJ, I think. this actually happened last week. It's on Instagram. I'm gonna play the video. We can all see what it is, and then we'll give a hot take here. So here we have. I'll just play the video.
You could see the fear in his eyes.
So we got, some people are calling it the dog splash. Some people are calling it the 420 splash. What's our take on this? This happened on Dynamite last Wednesday.
I have to call this the doggy style. That's what I gotta.
Yeah, that's what I would go for.
The dog splash was the greatest name I had heard. As soon as I heard that, I was like, close the contest. Dog splash wins.
Yeah,
hilarious.
It's just like nobody expected him to do a good frog splash, but this was too funny to pass.
Did you guys see the?
I mean, he landed on his
Sasha
feet.
posted?
What's that?
Did you guys see the tweet that Sasha posted? Sasha Banks.
Yeah, fam, we got to work on this.
Yeah, just gonna train him.
Yeah, you could tell he didn't have knee pads on for that splash because, like I said, he landed on his feet.
Yeah, can you imagine like Snoop Dogg in shorts and you just look at his legs? You're already like, oh man, you're so nimble. Like imagine him jumping off the top rope.
Yeah. Like even
this is my passive redemption for him swapping me out for Marty Jannetty on Monday Night Raw in 2008.
Yes, there you go.
Guest host, there it is.
He was a guest host, and I remember that night he had to do a clothesline, and he's so slim, like I thought he was going to shatter in a million pieces doing the clothesline.
Yeah.
Wow,
all right.
And I think what really makes it is how he kind of ostriches at the end, like his head's in the sand. Like
yeah, he just curls over.
When I remember the commentary, I think it was Jericho, because Snoop Dogg was like, bring him closer, and Jericho was like, you're 9 feet tall, you don't need him close.
If he gets any closer, I'll be behind you.
We're gonna see like Finn Balor's finisher on
yeah, stomp. Coup de grace. All right, and then we got another hot take. This one is sneaker related. Another video. I'm just gonna play the video. We can all see what it is. It's the head coach of the Saints getting slimed, Nickelodeon slimed.
Sean Payton?
Yeah.
Sean Payton.
Yeah. While wearing, I can't tell if they're Concords or if they're those Emerald Rise 11 lows. So hard to tell from, but they look like Concords.
Yeah.
They look like Concord lows, man.
Yeah, and just destroyed. You're not getting that slime off those shoes.
Yeah,
it's funny,
especially with that upper,
yeah,
like that like non-leather clawfish, like that's so common.
If you look at his pairs after he's done coaching a game, I swear to God, they look worse than this. Like all the grass and dirt and chalk and spit and blood that's all over that thing. Like take a look at his pairs. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
step on the field.
Oh,
I mean,
I like how he puts his mask back on as
yeah.
Optics, baby, optics.
Maybe these will show up on GOAT or something, like with slime.
For $82,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be like the Kobe Laker Jordan 3s, and then that that's fucking price point.
Slime Concords.
Cool. Well, that's it for this week. Episode 10 of YYC SOLEdiers Sneaker Talk. Thank you, TJ.
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a question. TJ, this is for you, because you said earlier on that you had overpaid for some dunks. So I'm just curious. Like, you're the guy, you're TJ Perkins, you're TJP, Pinoy Boy, Havana Pitbull, all that good stuff, and you're a known sneakerhead. So, like, when you get, like, resellers who approach you, because you're like, you're a pretty famous sneakerhead, and they come to you with, like, hey, I've got this, that, and this, and that, and they come to you with, like, a wild, exorbitant price, and it's, like, kind of crazy. Do you find that, like, resellers kind of almost target you because you're at that level where, like, you're TJ Perkins, for this?
Yeah, sometimes I get that. I get that, like, with with something like that, I'll get it every now and then. I get it. You know what I get it a lot is like with like this, like when I'm trying to print stuff on my line, like a buddy of mine, he works in a print shop in a factory. He's got his own line that he's starting up now, called Bermuda. He's a wrestler. His name is Adrian Quest, and you could see him on like some of the New Japan shows, the New Japan Strong shows. In fact, I actually think I'm wrestling him on this next Friday's episode. But
shouts to Inoki.
yeah, he's a big streetwear kid, and he was trying to get his warehouse to print some stuff for me because I needed to make some merch and stuff for my line for Japan. And he said the first thing his boss told him, she said, "Oh, this guy will probably give us good, like pay us good prices." Right. Like, no, we're trying to do the other thing. Right, we're trying to hook him up. I don't get it a lot with sneakers too much, but then I got to be careful when I go to a place. Like if I'm out and I want to like make a stop that I normally wouldn't make, just like, but I'll do it just because it's fun or thematic. Like I'll go to like a flight club or something. If I'm out and shopping with friends in New York or something like that. Sure. If I stop at like a boutique and then they kind of know who we are when we come in, then it gets a little bit tough. Cause then like, they'll start really like, it's not even really that they start giving you messed up prices, but they'll try to like push you towards stuff you're not looking at, but they'll try to push you towards like the glass case items. And it's like, I don't want any of this stuff, bro. I'm trying to pick up my 76 pair of Dunks and bone out. Like.
That's it. That's what's up. I got one more question too. One more. We're gonna go wrestling side here. Fantasy Booker time. Here it is. I got a triple threat match, and I need to know who's gonna get this dub. One corner, I got HBK. The other corner, I got Eddie Guerrero. And in the third corner, well, 3 out of 4 corners, I got Tiger Mask. Who wins that triple threat match?
Ooh, what year?
1999. We're talking
99?
Hiatus Michaels. Hiatus Michaels, hot in WCW, Eddie Guerrero, and just on fire in New Japan, Tiger Mask.
God, I want to say 99. I mean, considering Sean wouldn't be in the match unless his back was good, I want to say those years, those are Sean's years. Eddie was great when he was kind of wild in like 96, 97, but Sean was probably at the same level. And then I want to say Eddie's real peak was like 2003, 2 or 3, 4 around then. Like just the post 2000 years, like he really took off. But 99, that's all Sean. I think that's Sean.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, TJ. You got anything you want to plug? What are you doing these days? What do you got going on?
Well, I'm about to take off for. I got Impact Hard to Kill, the pay-per-view this week. I defend my X Division title. Hopefully I'll keep my X Division title.
Jamaine, they just announced D'Lo is going to do commentary.
Yeah.
He's on the commentary team.
Yo,
Impact.
Jamaine, should I drop it? This week?
You damn right you should drop it. Chest protector included. Let's go. Yes.
So I got that coming up, and then I think we got a full set of TV tapings this week in Nashville, and then I got to go from Nashville straight out to LA for a New Japan taping, and then there's going to be a MMA style wrestling show called Bloodsport. Josh Barnett's putting that on, so I'll be taking part in that. And then I got to head up to the Bay Area and do some stunt work for the WWE 2K video game for a week. So I got a full itinerary of travel next 2 weeks, kicking off literally in the morning.
So wait, there's going to be a 2K game?
Wait, what?
There's going to be a 2K game again? It's back?
Yeah, they're working on the next one. I don't know what the label is, and I actually don't know, because what was the last one they did? Battlegrounds or something like that?
Yeah, they did, Battleground.
Yeah, so, I'm kind of helping them. I'm the stunt work I'm doing is like renewing their old like footage and stuff. So I don't know what game it'll be for, like what the actual project name will be, but yeah, they're working on the future projects. So I got to do some more stunt work for them, and got all that, and then on to February and March, kind of repeat the process. I'll have like 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, and on and off. And actually, before I go, I don't know, like I know that this isn't new news for people, but I wanted, because there's very few pods and shows I get to do that guys will appreciate it. And you're like literally probably the most appreciative of these. But speaking of my in-rings, these are my 2 custom sets that I had gotten just based because I'm such a sneakerhead. These are my custom Concords.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So I got 84 in the back because I was born in 84, but then everybody called them the ABs. So so whatever, I guess. But yeah, I got my Concords, and then these are actually probably my favorite ones that I got to do was some tall cement 3s, black cement 3s.
Man.
We were just
Okay,
talking about
I got a question real quick. If
Trip
Manic
on
was
the
a
tongue.
sneaker, what
Oh,
sneaker
yeah,
would Manic
those are
be?
dope.
Those are
So
sneaky.
actually, the first time I wore sneakers in the ring was as Manic, and I wore some. I think I wore the Iowa Dunks. I wore some of the Kobe's at that time. I even wore a pair of Grinches as Suicide. The first pair of Grinches that came out ever. I've only worn them twice in the ring. One was the Christmas episode of Raw with Neville, but the first time was actually underneath my shin guards as Suicide. And I only did that because I knew that if people could see it, they'll know it. But I'll know you have to be a sneakerhead to know what that is poking out on the side. So
Yeah.
when people started, like some bloggers and people were like, this fool's wearing Grinches, I was like, yes, that's I got it. So,
Those Concord boots remind me of Brett's old boots.
a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
people that aren't sneakerheads, they think that I modeled them after Brett's. And Brett has a like as far as ring boots go, like his silhouette is one of the most famous ones. Obviously, like you could spot that a mile away.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
Those are dope,
And
man.
so follow TJP on Instagram, Mega TJP. You said you're streaming on Twitch as well.
Yeah, everything I got's all Mega TJP for twitch.tv Mega TJP and Twitter and Instagram Mega TJP. And that's really it. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of socials. I don't got I'm too old for TikTok and all this stuff. I don't got time to make a YouTube channel. So this is pretty much all I got is the 3 things. But, for anybody who follows and, if you're already following, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Because without everybody else, there's no me. So I appreciate the connection and all that.
Awesome. Well, same sentiment from us. Thank you everyone for listening and watching our show this week. Hope you tune in next week. And check some of our old shows. So like the video, we want to hear what you're thinking about our show. So comment on YouTube, hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on Facebook, the YYC SOLEdiers groups. We're all approachable there. With that, I guess we'll sign off. We're still in mental health check time. We're in quarantine up here in Calgary. So reach out to your family, friends, do Zoom calls, do phone calls, reach out to us on IG, on YouTube. We'll always chat back. We'll always be ready to talk sneakers. And with that, we'll sign off. Buy what you like, wear what you buy. Peace.
Everybody wanna be a star. How low can you go? Tell me how deep can you dig? Tell me how far can you kiss? How high can you jump? Tell me do you do a lot of drugs? Tell me do you sip a lot of bub? How far can you go? Tell me are you down to